everyone, my name is Holly Moritz and I'm in Professor Baggett's Humanities class 2233, and this is my art presentation on St. Peter's Bastilla. And here's just a brief overview of what St. Peter's Bastilla is. St. Peter's Bastilla is one of the largest churches in the world. It was built on the burial site of St. Peter. He was one of Jesus Christ's apostles. It's built on Vatican Hill in Vatican City. The first St. Peter's Bastilla was built in the 4th century by Emperor Constantine, but by the 1400s it was almost in ruins. Nicholas V, who was the Pope at that time, began the restoration by Bernardo Rossellini's plans. But when the Pope died, the project halted. It wasn't until Pope Julius II hired the architect Donatello Bramite half a century later. He hired him to redesign the church that the project began again in. Bramite died, and later Michelangelo took over. And when Michelangelo died in 1564, only the dome's drum had been built. It wasn't until 1626 before the church was reconcentrated, 1,300 years after the first church had been concentrated. And I just want to talk a little bit about why this grabbed my interest. St. Peter's Bastilla intrigued me because I find the history and architecture very interesting. I think that there's so much meaning behind it than just a building. It holds history of Christianity, friendship, old legends, and very hard work. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears most likely went into this building. It also lines up very well with biblical times, which I think is very important. Let's talk about where St. Peter's Bastilla is actually located. It's located in the tiny country of Vatican City. Only about 600 people are year-round permanent residents of Vatican City. 3/4 of those people are a part of St. Peter's, whether they are police, guards, clergy, nun, etc. Vatican City is only 109 acres. Let's talk about a little bit about when. The construction started on April 18, 1506. It was completed on a whopping date of November 18th, 1626. Talk about the dimensions. St. Peter's Bastilla is the largest Bastilla of Christianity, standing at a height of 448 feet and 730 feet long and 500 feet wide. The overall measurements are 240,000 square feet. Although nowadays a height of 448 feet isn't impressive, back in the biblical times that was extremely impressive. At the time, it was probably also the tallest standing building to ever be built and stay up. St. Peter's also can hold 60,000 people at a time in its grounds. Let's talk about who are the architects of St. Peter's Bastilla over the course of its reconstruction and construction. The three main architects were Michelangelo, Bernini, and Donatello Bramite. And Baroque art is a style of European architecture, music, and the art of the 17th and 18th century that followed mannerism and is characterized by ordained detail. This is the style of art that was used to construct St. Peter's Bastilla. In architecture, the period is exemplified by the Palace of Versailles and the work of Bernini in Italy. Bernini was one of the architects of St. Peter's, so we can definitely see his work in St. Peter's. These are some did you know quick facts. St. Peter's Bastilla is home to more than 100 tombs, including the tombs of 91 popes, Holy Roman Emperor Otto II, and Queen Christina. She was a Swedish woman who gave up the throne to convert to Catholicism. That was really big, especially in Sweden for those times. St. Peter's Bastilla is the world's most renowned example of Renaissance architecture. St. Peter's Bastilla has the largest collection of ancient arts, and it's housed in St. Peter's Bastilla and its buildings. Did you know that there's 491 stairs to the top of Michelangelo's dome of St. Peter's Bastilla? That just shows you how really tall it was. This is my works cited page. Thank you so much for joining me today, and have a great day.